Hey guys, it's Krista Tyus here, and in today's video, I want to walk you through how to really budget your tax and bookkeeping revenue for 2019. So typically, if you just do taxes and that's your only service offering, you experience a spike in income from January to April. And what I find is for a lot of tax professionals, if you don't really market any other services for the remainder of the year, you're really left to kind of live off that income that you are receiving from your tax income revenue. So I want to show you some different strategies that I've been using in my business that you could potentially implement in your own to really put you on that nice budget so you aren't, really worrying about cash flow problems. Now, the second thing I would say before I actually go to the whiteboard is, you definitely want to probably either figure out how to get tax clients all year round so you don't have those feast and famine periods in your business, or take on an additional service such as bookkeeping or accounting, which is a great complementary service to add into your tax preparation business. So I'm gonna just go over what I use in my business, how I kind of stay on track. So I use what's called the Profit First method. There's a book by Mike Michalowicz. I don't know if I'm butchering his last name, but the Profit First method is where you account for profit first and then everything else comes after. So this is what it typically looks like. So for me, I will have my revenue. I'm gonna just put all in here. So I typically would have one bank account where all of the revenue goes into, all of your tax preparation fees, bookkeeping, accounting, and then what you can do is actually split it out into 4 to 5 different accounts depending on what you want to account for. So it'll look something like this. You have all of your revenue, and then over here you will have your owner's pay, and you can typically set that at 50%. Let's see, can you guys see? Okay, and then right here you will have your expenses. So this is kind of like everything, your operating expenses, okay? And let's just set that at 30%. And then here will be tax. And we're going to set this at 10%. And then one more. This is your savings or expansion. This is the money that you want to put aside for any growth, or let's just say you want to invest a certain portion of your money. So you can utilize this 10% right here for investments, savings, stocks, bonds, real estate, or you can save it for expansion for your business. Or if you're thinking about acquiring another tax office or another accounting firm, you can start saving that money up in the savings account over here. Now, let's just say that your tax revenue was $100,000. That all your revenue was $100,000. So what this will look like is you'll pay yourself $50,000. You will use $30,000 in operating expenses. You will have $10,000 saved for taxes and another $10,000 saved towards savings. Now, what you want to do, you actually want to break down these brackets based upon your particular situation. This is just a scenario just to kind of give you guys like the lay of the land on how the Profit First method is kind of distributed. But once you have all of this account, you really just want to start filtering out all of your money. Typically if you just keep everything in one account, and you're commingling your business with your personal, you definitely get off track, and you'll look up and it's June or July and you don't have any money saved. So what you want to do from here is actually really start to break down all of your expenses for the year. So if you're making $50,000, what I would tell you to do is actually break out your rent or your mortgage, your utilities, your, any childcare or daycare that you need for 2019. Really break out all of your expenses, because what you'll find is that even if you make a six-figure income, $100,000, it's not going to feel like it in lifestyle, okay? Like, this is the 50 grand that you're going to pay yourself minus your expenses. So your expenses could be, your marketing, your rent for your storefront, your software, supplies, or if you have any employees, this is what you want to pay all of that stuff out of your operating expenses account. Your taxes, of course, goes without saying. You want to definitely put some money aside for any tax liabilities that you might have for next year, or you should be paying them either monthly or quarterly, depending on your obligation. You should be paying your self-employment tax. And then your savings expansion, you can tweak this too. So if you want to save more and either cut costs here or pay yourself less, you definitely can. So you need to figure out and really come up with like a cohesive plan on how do you want 2019 to play out for you. How much income do you want to make, what that will look like on that side. But then also after you receive the income, like nobody really teaches you, what to do with that income. After you make the $100,000 or the $200,000 or the $300,000, how should you be allocating your money and what's the best use for it? So I found that when you utilize the Profit First method, it actually just helps you see a really overview of where your money is going, and you're really more prepared when you split it out that way. Okay, so saving your savings, saving your taxes, and then keeping these accounts separate and paying all of your operating expenses out of this account. And then your personal income, you can do whatever you want with your personal income. But you will find that even if you make $100,000, let's just say your rent is $1,500, which I think that might be around the nation's average, around $1,500. That's $18,000 gone off of your income, okay? And this is for rent/mortgage. So we haven't even begun to go down the list of all of the other, lifestyle expenses that you may have, like I said, childcare, utilities, car repairs, like the list can go on, and you will see that this money, it really goes fast. So if you need help, really, crafting additional services after tax season, if you want to offer, accounting or bookkeeping, I'm your gal. So I'll put a link to book a call with me if you just want to start laying the foundation for your 2019 plan. I really want you guys to have at least 2 core services that you're going to offer for 2019. So obviously tax preparation is going to be one of them, but what are you going to do after tax season? Now is really the time to start thinking about that, to really start laying the foundation, because you aren't going to be able to really focus on it during tax season because you're going to be working like 80 hours a week. So I want you to lay the foundation now, get the plan together now on what are your additional services that you're going to offer your clients, or what additional services are you going to work towards in 2019. Is it bookkeeping? Is it accounting? Is it CFO services or tax planning, tax resolution? Whatever the case may be, you can book a call with me and I can walk you through the steps on what will be required to actually keep this income afloat for the remainder of the year. All right, guys, if you have any questions about this video, or you want to shoot me, an idea, you have a question that, I can actually do a video on, then drop the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.